Let's talk about Facebook ads for cleaning businesses. Facebook ads do work, yes, but they only, if not at best, mostly work for cleaning companies that charge below average prices. So let's get into the ins and outs and the whys of that. Let's talk about different media and charging for your cleaning services. So the first thing that you're going to want to think about when you're picking an advertising media, whether it be Facebook or the Yellow Pages or Yelp or whatever it may be, you need to be thinking about buying intent. So when somebody goes to Facebook, what are they thinking about? Where are they at in their mind? What is going on with what they're doing? And on Facebook, it is social media. So in a sense, they're hanging out at an online party, right? They're talking to their friends. They're not really looking for a cleaning company at all right now if they're on Facebook. They're hanging out at a party and they're checking out what their friends are doing. They're checking it out their specific groups. And all of a sudden you walk up to them and go, "Hey, I got a cleaning special for you." And they're like, "Okay, so?" And maybe they're even in your target market, hopefully, if you did it right. But the problem is they weren't interested in cleaning right then, and you're walking up to them at that party, right? Somebody's hanging out at a party with their friends. You're walking up to them and going, "Hey, I got some cleaning for you." You're violating a social norm, which is you don't mix business with pleasure. And so they're a little bit sometimes aggravated. Maybe not. Maybe they were interested, right? But now they're like, "Okay, how cheap is it?" And you're like, "Well, it's whole house special for $99. Fill in the blank. That doesn't really matter. They're like, "Well, I don't know. I'm not really thinking about it now." Or maybe it was such a great special that I've never heard of before that you're giving away the farm. Maybe I'll call you. But at the same time, maybe not. The problem is a lot of the times it's got to be such a lowball special offer that you're not making any money off of the deal. This is really, really bad. It's just, a lot of times it's just a bad way to approach getting a new client. And here's the deal. Years ago, I used to do Facebook ads for cleaning companies. I used to teach courses on how to do it. I used to do it for several cleaners, and we've had success with it in my own company and other cleaners companies. But over the last couple of years, especially even over the last year, and even more lately is why I'm making this video, it's just gotten less and less effective. There's other advertisers, the costs have gone up, the audience just isn't targeted as well. Lots of different reasons, but I'm here to tell you there are better methods of advertising, mostly because of what I just talked about. You're walking up to them in a social environment and trying to sell them something isn't usually the best bet. But the problem is other competitors are there, and it just all of a sudden doesn't really work as well as it used to. So you always have to think about buying intent. What is your prospect doing? But also, too, how much competition is there? And with Facebook, it's not just competition for other cleaners, it's competition for other stuff that they're interested in. It's competition in everything else. And it's really, really hard to convert them. And what I hear repeatedly from other cleaners is that it's hard not only to convert them, it's hard to actually get good quality clients and people that are going to be faithful. So what other method do I recommend instead of Facebook? Google ads. By far, all day long, Google ads. And the reason being is, again, Facebook, they're in a social environment, hanging out. You're walking up to them and going, "Hey, I got some cleaning." And they're going, "Well, maybe I'll think about it if it's really, really, really cheap." And then you may or may not gain a good client. A lot of times you don't. Most of the time when I hear stories about Facebook advertising, you don't. On Google, people are going to Google with the full-on intent if you set your Google Ads campaign up correctly. Now, keep in mind, there are ways that you can actually set the campaign up where you're not going after people that are actively on Google looking for a cleaning company. But if you do it the right way, based on doing it for Google search, you're only targeting people who have actually perceived the need. Those are the best people to target. And then you are putting up an ad right in front of those people. And if your website actually sells them when they click on that link, you can do really, really well. So let's talk about two, and obviously you can also go both ways where you sell them high-end cleaning services. You can also sell them services that are cheap, like Zero Res, which I do not recommend. We're going to talk about that in just a second. The other kind of critical problem with Facebook advertising is it's hard, if not sometimes impossible, to advertise niche services. But for carpet cleaning, maid service, some of those main services, it's going to sometimes be okay if, again, you're charging below average prices or coming in with a below average offer. Niche services like hardwood floor, water damage restoration. There are ways maybe to do water restoration if it's a flood in your area, like a big flood. Area rug cleaning, specialty services like that. It can be hard, if not impossible, to really reach the right target prospect. So there's that reason as well. But again, the bigger reason that I want to talk about here too is you need to make sure that you're not going to be going after the wrong clients that don't want to pay what you need to be getting paid for your cleaning services. I recommend that all of you, if you are good at cleaning, you need to charge above average prices, whether you're by yourself cleaning as a solo operator or whether or not you have employees. You need to be charging above average. What I always ask everybody, and I'll ask you this right now, are you the best cleaner in your area? Do you have some of the best reputation than the other cleaner? Do you do a better job than the other cleaner? If so, you need to be charging more than all of those other people. It's only right. And if you're not, unfortunately, you're not making enough money. You could eventually go out of business because you're not making the profit that you need. So let me go over a couple of numbers just to kind of show you. If your average job is $150, okay, this is making a pure assumption here, but if your average job is $150, that's kind of on the lower end for a lot of cleaning companies. And you're making on average a $30 profit. That's pretty normal. It's about a 20% profit. You're making a $150 job average, $30 profit. Now, let's say if you bumped your job ticket average up just a little bit, up to $200. That's just $50 more. It's about 25% increase, right, in your average ticket. Now, for that same job, same client, you're doing the same amount of work, you're actually making $80 profit for that same exact job. And profit's the only thing that makes any difference in business, guys. So this is the big thing. I've got a sheet I'm going to give you a link to as well below this video. But profit is the only thing that I'm going to give you this Excel sheet. It's going to show you how you can figure out your real cost and your cost of doing business. But $80 profit if you've got a $200 job ticket. Again, hypothetical here. $30 profit if you've got a $150 job ticket. At the $200, that's well over, almost 3 times the amount of profit. That means you can easily do half the amount of jobs that you're currently doing and make more profit. Profit's the only thing that's important, right? So should you raise your prices and charge a little bit more than the average competition? Everybody say yes. Is your goal to do a whole bunch of jobs? How many more jobs do you have to make up if you're going to be the bottom rate cleaner? Right? These are the reasons why I want to talk about not advertising on some of those, 1, lowball prices, but 2, on Facebook, in general. A lot of the times the only way you can get a volume of jobs is to go in on a low ball offer. Don't fall for it. Don't do it. I've seen so many guys go out of business doing that type of thing. You can afford to do half the amount of jobs and make the same amount of money just by small increases in your pricing structure. So how do you do that? How do you charge more? Well, that's kind of really a whole nother video, but in a nutshell, first, you want to make sure that you're unique in your company. You want to give reasons why, and I recommend that everybody do this. Write down 5 reasons why you are better than every other cleaning company in your town. Every time a client ever asks you, why are you more money than XYZ company? You need to be able to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to where they're standing there with their jaw open going, wow, I should call you, not anybody else. Right? That's another video. Number 2, you need to advertise differently. And you need to advertise to where you don't look desperate. Quite honestly, if you're at a party and you walk up to somebody and you go, hey, I've got carpet cleaning 3 rooms for $99, you look desperate. If you're on Facebook advertising low ball prices, you look desperate. Don't do it. Charge more. Again, I do know of guys that do well on Facebook. For the most part, though, they're average to lower priced cleaning companies. I don't recommend that you do that. It's super hard to make it up in volume. Instead, charge a little bit more, advertise on a media that's going to get you better clients. And here's the cost of doing business sheet. I'll put the link below here. Thanks, guys. Hope this helped. Go out, figure out how to get better clients, charge what you're worth. Have a good day.